So I was feeling another yapping session, really deeply in my soul. Like this is twice in a row in one day, but I was getting a lot of insight just about like people always tell you to heal, right? And this was the concept that I was gaining. People always tell you you need to connect with source, you need to do meditation, you need to do this, you need to do your shadow work, you need to connect to yourself. But that is so hard depending on the what space you're coming from, especially if you don't have if not even that, if you lack the knowledge, but you lack the right perception. It is all about connecting to someone, to people who understand your vibration and your frequency so that they can speak to you in a way that actually is understandable. And I feel like I naturally love to speak with the energy of compassion and love and like forgiveness and gentleness. And because of that, I just naturally just want to be, I don't want to just be like, go heal, go heal, go heal. No, I feel like the best way for anyone to start channeling and connecting more to yourself, and I know this is going to sound so fucking basic and so fucking boring, but I am so for real with this. Start writing. Just write. I don't care if if you're having the worst thoughts, the worst feelings, write them down. I'm so serious. When you write down on paper what is going on in your mind, the perceptions, the views, thoughts, all of those things, you gain this new connection with yourself. Building that connection with yourself begins the journey. That is when it really starts to begin. That is when the frequency really starts to like ignite. And I know it sounds so basic and I know it sounds so like everybody says that, right? But no, for real. Grab you and make this so fun for you. Invite this energy. Like, I only write with a certain journal. Like, I have two of these journals. This is my like book journal that I write my book information in. And I don't know, I love these journals. I always buy these particular journals. It's not the design that matters. It's just like, I love the little, I'm gonna just show you a blank page. I just love like, it has the dates and stuff on the top of it. And you can just circle in the dates and stuff like that. And that it has this as well as, this, thing to put in between your book for like if you have as a bookmark. Like, and then I have pens. I have pens that I only write with. These are like the only kind of pens that I write with. I don't like to write with any other type of pens, like, or I will go crazy. These types of pens, and I like to write with the color ones specifically because like they're like intention. Like, for example, I'll purposely write with the color blue if I want to really have expression that is coming through my throat, or if I want to write with the color purple because I want to set the intention of clarity being spoken through me as I'm writing. And the way how they write is just so smooth and so silky, and it feels so good. So I think it's also like if you already write, you're already on the journey. If you're saying, well, I do write, you're already there. You don't perceive it as that way. If you've already been writing, it doesn't matter how much you've been writing. If you've already been writing, you're already there. You're already connected to yourself. It's just that your perception of what you think from the comparison from the outside is not enough. That's all. But you are very much already doing it. You're already taking the step towards connecting to yourself and towards the shadow work. Because what shadow work really is just seeing those and viewing those parts of you that come from the shadow, parts of you probably wouldn't just show off. It was hot. Parts of you that you wouldn't just like show off. Those parts of you become those parts of you become more light. And when I say more light, it's not like positive. It becomes like it brings out of you, like those shadows come out of you and they're seen for what they are. And when they're seen as what they are, they begin to be alchemized. And this is what I really was thinking about. I wanted to talk about. Oh, this is what I'm really excited to talk about. Okay, wait, calm down. Calm down. This is what I really wanted to talk about. Alchemization. Oh, it's so fun. Recent, like literally for the past couple of days, I've been actually feeling like kind of heavy. I've been feeling kind of heavy, like heavy to the point where like I don't want to take care of myself type of heavy, like I don't want to get in the shower type heavy, like so heavy. But I've been kind of moving in this different energy, in this different frequency, and I'm gonna lay it out. You might look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm gonna lay it out. There was a day where I didn't even get in the shower, and it was so weird because I was like, I'm thinking like this perception that I've been kind of following through since like my last 2 videos, which is like the frequency and the energy of my mind is heaven on earth. And so when I was like in that energy of not showering, I wasn't actually doubting myself and making myself feel bad, which I would usually do in the past. No, I felt like that was a shadow part of me coming out, and in that shadow energy I actually viewed it like, oh, she's feeling artsy. I don't know why I was getting the energy of like, oh, she's kind of like in her artistic energy. Like she's kind of like that mass, like that genius kind of energy. Like, oh, she's a genius who's like, she's focusing on her stuff. Because as I was like in that energy, I actually painted, and ooh, that was a beautiful painting I made. I felt so like messy and artistic in that energy. Like I didn't feel like, oh, you're dirty. I felt like, oh, you're different. You're artistic. I was like alchemizing the energy that was once perceived as a bad thing. I basically turned the energy that was once like a thing that was bad into something that like actually became beautiful. Because when you think from this perception, I want you to start with this perception. If you have been writing, period, write first, and then I want you to connect to this energy of my mind is heaven on earth. And when you connect to this perception, then things will start to be abundant automatically. It's not like I force myself to be like, oh, this is artsy. Like, I don't know why. And maybe it's because it's been a connection with myself. Maybe it's because I've been following this new thought of heaven on earth is in my mind. But I just naturally was like leaned towards, instead of being like, oh, you're disgusting, you're nasty, you need to get in the shower, you need to do this. I was thinking more of the energy of like, you're like artistic. You're like, ooh, I don't know why I was getting such a like a artistic vibe. I can't explain it, but I was just getting a really like sexy, cute, amazing vibe from it. Like I wasn't getting and it was like I was integrating secretly, unknowingly, I was integrating a part of me. Even today, I was like, for the first time in like a long time, I binged on TikTok. I haven't done that in so long, because usually it's been like I haven't binged on TikTok since like, I don't even know how long. But like I haven't doom scrolled in a while. And when I doom scroll, because when I tried to do it, like whenever I tried to do it like more towards this timing of my life, it's felt so heavy. It felt so heavy. Like I think it's like a part of like, over consuming for me can be overstimulating to me. Like it can like overwhelm me. And so I would just get overwhelmed and feel like unnecessarily heavy. So I would like, I'm not going to do it. But I doom scrolled to yesterday and I felt like, okay, Periante, and what I was thinking in my mind, I felt like I was alchemizing a past version of me, because there is a past version of me that would doom scroll all the time, and I was like watching like mukbangs. Like that was like the thing that I used to do when I was like a year ago. I would like binge watch on like mukbangs and stuff like that. But like at the time when I used to do it, I did it from like such a heavy place. I don't know why. It felt like I was inviting in all these old parts of me, but I was like showing so much more compassion and love towards it. As I was doom scrolling, I felt like, oh no, like this energy is me integrating the parts of me and like getting all the juicy and good stuff out of that part of me, out of that version of me that doom scrolled. Because that version of me that doom scrolled, she actually was like alchemizing and not even knowing it. She was actually like alchemizing shit without even knowing it. She was like creating without even knowing it. And I think it like, it's very, very, very interesting to me. It just is, thinking about it. And it's like, I don't know exactly how she was alchemizing, but she was alchemizing. And when you think of it from the point of view of when you're doing something that you've done in the past and you're coming back to it and you're thinking of this energy of, oh, I'm alchemizing this in the most juiciest, beautiful way, and I'm seeing this from the energy of compassion. So this can either A, push me forward, just push me forward and integrate new information, new feelings, new things, new perspectives in my body that I wouldn't have had previously before, or B, this is allowing me to let go of that part of me that no longer serves me and let go of it with the energy of love, so it doesn't come back for vengeance, that it comes and it leaves knowing that there was love and space for it. And that is what matters. So it's really that energy. As you heard, what I just told you, the examples I just told you were nothing mind-blowing or crazy. It was heavy energy that normally comes from pretty heavy energy. There's a lot of dog energy that has been coming to me, and dogs give like companionship. Like dogs are naturally like loyal creatures. They're naturally loyal. They're naturally like kind-hearted. They're naturally loving. That's what like I'm getting the energy of like, and I'm getting like, that is how I've been treating myself. And it's not because this journey of treating myself like this has been easy. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, it's been the most easiest process in the world. No, it started off with me writing. It started with me connecting more to myself. It started with me being more attached to myself. I became more attached to me, like more like, I want to know how Promise is feeling. I want to be there for Promise when she's hurting. I want to care for Promise when she's hurting. I want to appreciate Promise when she's feeling a certain way. I want to laugh with Promise when she's laughing. I want to dance with Promise while she's dancing. I want to be nervous with Promise while she's being nervous. It just came from this energy of just wanting to support me. And I think that's why I started this video with saying like writing, because I feel like the initial spark that connected me more to myself was writing. Writing is what created that initial deeper connection with myself, and I was consistent at it. I wish I don't have like the journal, the other one with me. The other one is blue. I feel like that's significant, but the other one is blue, and like, girl, I got so much tea and information in there, and I put some of that in my book. Baby, you don't even know. You could literally, so many pieces of what I got from my book. Like actually one of my first things I wrote in this book was, it came out of me just writing it from like reflective point of view. So like, you don't even know what gifts could come out of you writing. Gifts can come out of you writing too, not just the dark stuff, but oh, actually, I'm gonna actually tell y'all the first thing that I wrote, because I feel like it's actually going to be significant for this. Just the first part of it. I said, I recognized that being truly alone scared me a lot at one point, because in being alone, you would have to face your own self. No one to blame, no one to distract you from your true feelings. But in being alone, you think you only see the darkness. This is why I wanted to do this. I want to say that again. But in being alone, you think you only see the darkness. But if you stay long enough, you can begin to see the light too. That's the juicy part. When you're first starting to reflect, you're probably going to feel a lot of like deep, sad emotions, but you don't know what can come out of you staying long enough to write. But we're going to continue. You will begin to see all the magical parts of yourself, the parts of you that you thought you must suppress and hide and become the parts of you that align you to your real truth. As humans, we try to be like other people naturally because we want to fit in. But what if in trying to be like someone else takes you away from you takes you from being you, takes you away from, sorry, I am a little bit, please give me a second. But what if in trying to be like someone else takes you away from you, takes you away from who you are meant to be? I am not saying isolate yourself forever. I'm saying have time with yourself. Having time with yourself can turn into a new love. Turn into a new love story, one that can lead you to become more in love with who you are, and not just the parts of you everyone loves on the surface, but the parts of you that you are scared to show the world. Come on now, that was the first one I ever wrote in for that one. The first one I've ever wrote in there. It's all up, and I wrote down basically talking about, and when I said being alone, I mainly said just having alone time. I'm not saying like you can't connect with other people, you can't be around other people. No, I was mainly initiating that to like have time with yourself. And if that time is just you journaling a little bit, like you don't have to like sit there and like force yourself to journal 5 pages. Just write down, like just write what's on your mind. And if you feel like, okay, I want to stop, stop. Be so gentle with yourself. You don't want to initiate journaling from this energy of I need to force, I need to push. You want to initiate this energy from I am helping myself and I'm connecting to myself, but I'm connecting more to myself by doing this. I have so much more of a deep connection with myself just because I started writing. It's so significant and it seems so like basic and simple, but it is so, that is what literally you will not see the and I didn't listen. I'm gonna sit here, I won't even lie to you. Sometimes I forget the process, the progress that I've already like moved through because I've been deeply connecting with myself. Past version of me who would have like experienced what I experienced the other day, like with the showering, would probably be like super mean to myself and super rude to myself and super cruel about that circumstance. But because I built a stronger bond with myself, I actually saw it for what I saw it from a higher perspective. And because I saw it from a higher perspective, it was then alchemized into this beautiful thing. It was then alchemized into this beautiful thing. This beautiful thing. The stronger your bond is with yourself, the more connected you are to yourself, the more compassion you naturally give to yourself without trying. I didn't try to be like, oh, I want to give you compassion. I just wanted to. I just wanted to give myself compassion. I wanted to be kind to myself in that moment. And it does take work and effort, but it is something that is so worth the effort and so worth the work. And if you are feeling so heavy to the point where writing feels hurtful and deadly, start with just talking. You could do a talk journal where you're just talking. And then when you feel comfortable, listen to what you say after you like recorded it. And do your best. You don't have to force it, but do your best to meet what you say out loud in writing. The whole point is for you to get what you have in your head out of your head and into something that you can see. Does that make sense? You want to get the thoughts out of your head and somewhere where you can actually see them for what they are. So then you start to naturally connect with yourself because you are now hearing your thoughts. You are now, for example, say if this is literally that. I'm doing that right now. Everything I'm telling you right now is coming from my thoughts. I'm saying that I rewatched the recording back, right? And I would do my best, and I wouldn't force it. You don't have to force it. You could just start by recognizing. That's where I started. Oof, I didn't even talk about this, but I talked about this in an older video of mine on my YouTube channel. It was a tarot reading, and I forgot what it was called, but I was in a red shirt, and I had my braids in, and it was like to the side. something about strength, I think it was called, but like the frequency of it was like recognition, right? You don't even have to be like, oh, I love you so much. Recognize. You can always start by recognition. For example, when you're writing something, for example, say you wrote down something, wrote down the feelings and thoughts, and you wrote it down, and you're reading it, you came to the feeling that I would have read what you said, and you're reading it, and instead of reading it from any other perspective, you want to read it just from a perspective of I am recognizing these emotions and feelings, and I'm just seeing them. You almost go into observer mode. I would say that's the best for people to understand. For some reason, the word recognize makes so much sense for me. A lot of the time when I journal, I always start off with the words I recognize, because that brings me out of the judgment. That brings me out of me like judging myself. I'm neither judging myself, but I am also not faking the positivity or the love. I'm recognizing. And that recognition opens you up to recognize more of who you are. And the more you recognize with yourself, you build a bigger emotional connection to yourself. You build a stronger emotional connection with yourself because you're learning more about yourself. By writing your feelings down, by talking your feelings out on camera or whatever, you are now in the active energy of learning more of yourself. And when you choose to learn yourself from this energy of recognition, I'm observing this version of me, or I'm just hearing a friend out type of energy, or you can even move from there. Whatever like frequency feels the best for you. You can invite in the energy of recognition. You can watch it in observer mode. You can watch it, and I'm looking at a friend. I'm watching a friend type of energy. But whatever you do, try to move in the energy. Like don't move. Spirit's saying no, don't say it like that. Okay. But yeah, you just invite the energy that feels the most aligned to you, where I don't want to say that because I feel like some people are going to misconstrue it from their perception. I don't care. Actually, I don't care. You want to be as not judgmental. You want to be as, you don't want to be judging yourself. As, like, in the best way you can, you want to be watching it, reading it, whatever, from this mode of the least amount of judgment possible. I'm not saying you can't judge. You're human with an ego. It's going to happen, but just do your best to, when you are watching it, you are watching it like from this recognition energy. And like that is how you build a relationship with yourself. You're unknowingly like, and I didn't even realize how much of a relationship I was building with myself by writing until I started to really build a relationship with myself. I just started off with the writing. I started off with connecting to myself, having dips, having turns, but in every dip, in every turn, I've only connected more strongly to myself. In every dip and every turn, I've only connected more to who I am. In every dip and every turn, I've only connected more to my gifts, more to my purpose, more to how much I love myself, more to the compassion that I know how to give. Because I feel like if you are naturally a compassionate person, because I feel like a lot of people please are going to listen to this. What happens when you turn that compassion, that people-pleasing tendency, that loving, kind, nurturing energy, what if you turn that energy back to you? And that only starts when you start to build a relationship with yourself, when you start to like learn yourself. The effort you take to like learn your crush or learn someone that you like is the same effort you want to put into learning yourself. You don't have to force it. It's authentic. I'm telling you right now, there was times where I was mad as hell at myself. There was times where I was angry, sad, crying, did not understand what was going on, had sad, horrible, mean thoughts going through my head. And even in those times, I was building a connection with myself. So it does not matter what state of being you are in or feeling or thinking in. That is not what matters. It doesn't matter if you're crying on the bench which I did a couple times, just crying on the bench, in my head about my life, in my head about what is going on, why am I feeling this way. Little did I know I was even connecting to myself then. I was even building a stronger bond with myself then. It is not just the things where you're so happy that connects you to yourself. Think about your partner. You don't want to just connect to someone that only loves you when you're having a good time, only wants to be around you when you're having a good time. You know, you want someone that when you're crying, when you're struggling, when you're hurting, they're just there. They're just present with you. They're just present with you. You know what I mean? And I think through that also is how you, if you are looking for romance, that is also like when you learn, the more you learn about yourself, the more you see what you actually want in a person, in a relationship. Because as you connect more to yourself, you're going to naturally start to give yourself more compassion. You're like, wait, it's actually easy to give myself compassion, because I'm learning that it's actually easy to give myself compassion for feeling heavy, for feeling sadness, for feeling doubt, for feeling guilt. That means someone else can do that too, right? If I can give compassion to myself, that means someone else can as well. If that invites that energy and that frequency in as well. Oh, we're getting so much insight. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful. Let me just sit here and give out some gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for the love, for the kindness, for the appreciation, for the openness, for how open I am. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I just had to give that second of appreciation, because whenever I remember to give appreciation, I just got to. I heard in a video like that our spirit guides are learning with us, and like we want to treat them like people, and I didn't even think of them as people before. And I'm gonna be honest, they know my mind at first. Like, not that I didn't think of them as people, but I feel like I didn't really have that relationship or bond with them that I have now with them. I have more of a bond with them, and whenever I remember, I make sure to say thank you, Spirit. Whenever I remember, I make sure to say thank you. You know, I don't force myself to be like thank you, because they know me. They know what I don't like to do shit from an ingenuine place. But whenever I can, ooh, I love to say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. And they have, and it's like we all have spirit guides. We all have energies, higher self, God, whatever you believe in. We all have something that is helping us and guiding us through those feelings, through those thoughts, through those experiences. We are never doing those things alone, and we should never feel like we are doing them alone. There was a lot of times where I felt alone, but it's so crazy because I feel like those moments where I was like crying, I even remember a moment like I was like going through it was really rough, and I was crying and I was really hurt. But there was also like underneath all that, there was like, I was like, I don't know, I was still cheering myself on. I was like, you got this. You got this. You can do anything. You are so capable. You are so capable. And it felt so natural to cheer me on. And I never had that energy previously before. I never had that energy previously before where I just wanted to be like, you got this. You are capable. You can do this. While crying, while hurting. And even when I would cry now, when I cry now, I don't see it as, get over it. Get over it. I see it now as, my baby is releasing. We're releasing. We're getting rid of it. Getting rid of what no longer serves us. Yes. Yes, alchemization. It turns into a blessing. That if you are a human being, all human beings love connection. And we all have people that we naturally gravitate towards. So when we choose to pour that energy into learning ourselves, we are going to naturally create a connection with ourselves that allows us to naturally give compassion to ourselves. I bet you, I ain't never heard it being said that way. I heard people say build a relationship with yourself. I heard people say that before, but I never heard people like describe how it can work or what is put into it. And like, I feel like people need to like, and I feel like I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be able to say this in a way that I understand. So I know that a lot of overthinkers are going to understand, because this is coming from a girl. Yesterday I had missed my fucking therapy appointment because I was in my artistic energy, and I watched the movie, and the movie inspired me to start painting, and I literally lost track of time. And then I looked at my clock, and then I looked at and then all suddenly I remembered, and I looked at my clock, and I was like, I had the appointment at 2. It was 6 o'clock. I was like, I never lost track of time like that. Like I was like just in the moments. But of course I rescheduled, you know, we going tomorrow. But like, it was just hilarious now thinking back at it, because it was like me, it was literally not coming from procrastination or nothing. I literally blanked. It literally blanked out of my mind. I was like, that happened for a reason. It felt like it happened for a reason. I was like, oh, Spirit did not want me to go yet that day. Yeah. And now I'm drawing on myself. I'm a little artiste. I need, you know what I realized? I need more tattoos. All I have right now is this one. All I have right now is that little banana. It's not a banana, it's a butterfly. I got it during a really like cool yet hard point in my journey. It was so magical though, like that part. Oof, it's like you saw my eyes just, oh, magic exists, baby. Magic exists. And like, I really got the butterfly because like I feel like butterflies, I've started to see ever since I started my spiritual journey. I've had this deep connection to butterflies, and I just wanted to get that on me. And I'm probably gonna get more butterflies. Cheetah print or leopard prints are probably on me. I'm gonna get more tattoos. I got to. It's like literally going to happen. I'm manifesting me get more tattoos. More tattoos. More tattoos and more piercings. I wanna put art on my body. Since I'm an artiste, I gotta put artiste on my body. Gots to, but manifesting that too. We're manifesting a lot recently. More. I redid my hair. I don't know if you could tell. It's a lot more shorter than it was previously. Before I'm like, wait, it may be a little too short, but I don't know.